Some disturbing news out of the NFL. As you know, the National Football League has been paying out settlements for several years now for brain injuries sustained while playing. But now we hear that race was part of the consideration while making those payouts. So depending on your race, you may have received a different settlement. Specifically, if you're black, it was assumed that you started out with less cognitive function and you got less of a payout. And somebody who is fired up about this is my good friend and former NFL player, Jack Brewer. Jack, it's always great to see you. Jack, tell me what you thought when you heard this news.
It made my stomach hurt. I cringed to think that as an African-American man in 2021, in the greatest country on earth, that I'm looked at through this race norming system as though I'm starting off with a more cognitive level than my peers. Gina, you know me. You know I've worked extremely hard academically. I've worked extremely hard professionally. And, you know, I got my master's degree before I went to the National Football League. So to think that someone is putting me in a category with a low cognitive level based upon the melanin in my skin is disgusting. And you talk about the National Football League, who puts out and portrays like they're so woke, right? They support BLM and they got Black Lives Matters all in their end zones and on their commercials, and supporting this anti-Christ, this anti-family organization. But behind the scenes, they're really manipulating the system to keep billions of dollars out of the hands of deserving employees that have been injured on the job. It's just ridiculous.
But it, in one way, Jack, couldn't have surprised you. The left has promoted this idea that minorities, for some reason, need special handouts, that they need special attention, that they need special money, that, you know, we have, you know, the current president, Joe Biden, saying things like that, and I don't know if we have the video from yesterday, I'm trying to get it, but we had him say something along the lines of that they don't have lawyers and they don't have accountants, which is a very unbelievable thing to say, that they can't even control how they vote, because if they were black, they would vote for him. They can't think for themselves, therefore. I mean, the list goes on and on of horrible things that the left has said and done to insinuate that not only are all minorities oppressed, but all minorities are somehow incapable of doing the things you've done. You've been a professional player, you've gotten, you know, advanced degrees, and we've had a black president of the United States. We currently have someone who claims she's black, even though I think that's very disputable, who's the vice president of the United States. You have Oprah, the list goes on and on. Most of us don't even want to think about skin color. Jack, I don't think of you as black. I don't think of most of those people. And I don't want to even have to think about that, just like our last guests say. But this is the reality of how the left plays this off. I want to have this, I want to just put up this video of Joe Biden making this exact point. Go ahead.
The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants, but they have great ideas.
Insulting, Jack.
We're victims. We're always the victim when it comes to Joe Biden. They say it so much, and their policies are actually the one that cause us to have broken families through his 94 crime bill. You know, when he makes statements like this, you really just slap every black lawyer. Think about black lawyers and black accountants. We have thousands across the country, and now you say that we can't afford it. I have 5 lawyers, and I have a tax attorney and an accountant. But from the mouth of our president, I'm not capable of doing so. Just like I'm not capable of getting an ID to be able to go vote. And that is what the left is pushing upon our nation. In corporations like the National Football League, who support this type of doctrine, they support organizations like Black Lives Matter, who are pushing this critical race theory. This is all for them a big game. But what they want is money, power, and control. They know the more they push this narrative and the more that they get African Americans to feel sorry for themselves, to feel like victims, that they're going to get their vote, but more importantly, they're going to be able to maintain power so they can control the money flow. This all goes back to the dollar. These people are evil. This must be stopped. And Gina, I'm not stopping with this when it comes to the National Football League, because I'm a part of that lawsuit. So when they talk about those African Americans that they're looking at as if they're incompetent going into a test like that, they're talking about me. And I'm not okay with that. And so, I have children, I have sons, and my sons are not going to have to deal with this wokeness of the left without their father giving a fight. And I am sick and tired of all of this race baiting, all of this separation because of skin color, and them talking about African Americans like we are incompetent. I'm not going to put up with it anymore.
Jack, you work with children every day. I watch your Instagram page, and the things that you do with the youth in this country is just, it's just endless. You are just, you have such a heart and such a passion that way. You heard my last guest because you were waiting in the wings here on this show, this beautiful, sweet father-daughter set, trying to help in the ways that they can. And I asked them at the end of this, what are you going to do with this platform? I want to give you a chance to tell them how you think they could plug in, because I think there are a lot of people out there, regardless of race, who have a passion to, I don't know if it's go into minority communities and try to communicate the truth or what, but I just want to give you a chance to talk to people like them and tell them how they can plug in the ways that you've plugged in, or maybe in ways that you haven't plugged in, but where the need is greatest.
All I could do when I saw that beautiful man and his daughter smile, and to see the break of that little girl to be able to come on TV, and she knows she's on national TV, and the father to be able to stand like that. As an African American, when you take a stand against this woke movement in the left, in this indoctrination, when you take a stand against that, you are ridiculed, you are attacked physically, you're attacked spiritually, people coming at you from all angles, including your family. And so these folks are sacrificing. They need our prayers. And so what I would tell them is just to continue to fight. The more they fight and the louder they talk, support will come. I've been getting support from so many various people through prayers, through donations, and support of all of our work that we're doing in the community. There are a lot of people of all races, white, black, green, purple, that are sick and tired of this. And so if I can encourage any African Americans out there who are tired of this indoctrination of our babies, and all people, continue to talk louder, because I can tell you that support is coming. God has us covered, because we know that we're on the right side of history on this. We are all created equal. We are all created in God's image. And that is the message that we have to teach our children, not this woke left agenda that's pushing all this homosexuality and transgenderism and sexualizing our babies. This must end. Let's stand for the word of God.
Jack Brewer, thank you so much for being with us. We love you, brother. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
You too. Coming up, Joe Biden shuffled out of the White House, and he went to one of his several homes for a little beach vacation. We're going to tell you all about his rigorous schedule of eating smashed peas and sometimes ice cream, and talking about it a lot, and laying on the beach. These are tough jobs, but somebody's got to do it. Right here on Dr. Gina Prime Time. Stay where you are.
No one likes to be alone at night, so I packed my bags and I bought a flight. If I could get to London, then I would, or somewhere near. There's a great white sign to Hollywood in my rear